A property spared by the Palisades Fire now inundated with mud from our recent storms. The owner doing her best to clean up the mess, but it is an extremely difficult job, and she's now concerned about the hazards lying hidden beneath the massive piles of mud.
She gave Eyewitness News reporter Sophie Flay a look at all the damage inside her home.
The property is about 3 acres and covered in about 3 feet of mud. And if you take a look at the wall over here, you can see this muddy water line. This is how high up the mud came. Another visual for you here, mud seeping into the stove. Again, this is how far this mud traveled up, just caking the oven. And right next to it, the kitchen counter. This kitchen counter, I asked the owner, I said, did you guys move this yourself to try to get the mud from out? She said, no, this is how strong the mud was. When it came in, it flipped the counter out from underneath itself. And this is just one example of the damage that has been done to this property.
This is overwhelming.
70-year-old Nancy Waterman is shoveling her property out of the mud after narrowly surviving the Palisades Fire last month. She's lived here for 20 years. It's her home, but it's also her income. This 2-bedroom is one of a few guest houses on her property that she rents out.
I also have movies, you know, maybe 4 to 5 movies here every year and commercials, and that's not going to happen.
Nancy says last week's storm brought mud and water from every direction.
It was soupy and thick.
And her family's biggest concern is about what's in the mud.
Toxic ash, whether it's lead, arsenic. There's been porta potties from the neighborhood that washed onto her property.
The 5'5" homeowner couldn't even get out of her property until yesterday. And when you do get to the end of the driveway, you'll find someone else's trash can stuck in the mud. And Nancy says that's how she's feeling.
I don't think there's a way that I could ever get through everything that's happened with the flooding.
She's frustrated by the lack of preparation from the city and county, and even more disappointed that no one, other than her family, came to check on her.
We need them to come now and come quickly, whether that's with the Army Corps of Engineers, with the county and state people, to assess how do they stop this from happening again, and quickly.
Nancy certainly is going to need a lot of help, and City Council member Tracy Park stopped by the property earlier today, but she wasn't interested in doing an interview or talking to media. In the Pacific Palisades, Sophie Flay, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel, and download the ABC 7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.